People of Wainimakutu, the President, Senior Vice President, the CEO and employees of Fiji Water, and the Fiji Water Foundation and representatives of its Time Foundation. The manager, principal, and staff of the Wainimakutu High School, the primary school head teacher and staff, Taltala parents, families, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm delighted to be here in Namosi again, once again for a very important occasion. The day in which we harness the power of the sun to provide us with the energy needs of the school in an isolated part of our beautiful country. Thank you for inviting me here to launch this solar project at the Wainimakutu High School, which has been funded by the charitable arm of our export icon, the Fiji Water, and its Time Foundation. I thank you all for that. And it's wonderful to see many of you face to face, and I can think of a few better occasions than the launch of this energy source of the future to say something about the future of our nation as a whole. And as I've said, as we approach our general election on 17th September, I urge you all to set your eyes firmly on the future, because we must stay unified, whatever it is, and work together as one nation to secure that future. I am the Prime Minister for all Fijians, and the next government must represent all Fijians, not only those of a certain ethnic background or certain religion. So when it comes to vote on election day, I want you to choose wisely. You have one decision and one alone to make. Now is the time to talk about the future. And as I've said, the wonderful thing about the Constitution is that it looks after our children and grandchildren. Here, talk about the future here and now in Namosi, where at this school we are launching a project today that will power this place in a way that is with the way of the future. Clean, sustainable, and provided by the sun, which lights up our lives by day and whose energy we can now capture to light up our lives at night. As you know, my government has done more than any other to extend electricity to as many parts of Fiji as possible. And we have now reached up to 95%. But unfortunately, main power is yet to reach more isolated parts of the country, and this is one of them. Until now, the Wainimakutu school has only been able to afford to run its diesel-powered generator for 3 or 4 hours a week during the daytime, and 4 hours in the evenings for after-dark study, and to supply the teachers' quarters. Now, all that has changed, with a solar plant that I'm told is state-of-the-art and will provide you with a constant source of power. We need to embrace the technology wherever we can in Fiji, because delivering electricity is one thing, how the electricity is generated, this is just as important, especially for the health of our national economy. Fiji's future depends on us developing alternative forms of energy to the fossil fuels, like diesel, that we are currently having to buy from overseas. We simply cannot afford to keep spending around $1 billion a year on a national fuel bill, because it is depriving us of dollars that we could be using to continue to improve our service delivery program. The other day we had something of a reprieve when there was a fall across the board in fuel prices for the latest quarter. But as we all know, we have no control over these prices. They are set by the international marketplace, and the only way to cut our fuel bill is to either use less power or develop alternative sources. We clearly need power, not less, more power, not less, for our economy to grow. So we are stepping our efforts to deliver energy generated by water, in the case of our hydroelectric schemes, or the sun, in the case of projects like this. Cleaner, greener, more affordable, more sustainable. A couple of weeks ago, I was delighted to turn the ground on a $15 million hydroelectric project at Namosi, funded by China, to provide power to the people of Taveuni, or at least part of it. Last December, Japan assisted us to provide solar power to the village of Rukua in Benga. And now, I'm delighted to see the Fiji Water Foundation and its Time Foundation making their own contribution to bring solar power to Wainimakutu in Namosi. To the president of Fiji Water and the rest of his management team, the founder of its time, Rob Edwards, and the personnel of both foundations, I want to extend my warm appreciation for the contribution you have made and the partnership we have forged. Thank you on behalf of the people of Namosi, and thank you on behalf of every Fijian, because this is just one of the projects you are undertaking to provide the same benefit to schools in other rural parts of the country. I also want to acknowledge CBS Power Solution and its director Armit Singh, who donated the labor to install this equipment free of charge. With its project, you have helped open up a world of opportunity for the young people here. You have broadened their horizons, because now they will have the opportunity to access computers and other audiovisual aids that are an integral part of a modern education, an electronic education, and the education to prepare these rural children for lives in a modern world. I have to say that seeing the bright young faces here today and seeing what they are now being provided with thanks to this partnership fills me with inspiration and optimism for our nation and its future. Thanks to you, they are being handed the keys to that future. And this is a wonderful example of a private enterprise working with government and the community, of joining hands to help build the new Fiji. To the students and teachers I say, you have been given a great opportunity. Seize it and use it to the fullest. As I keep saying all over Fiji, we have created a level playing field for every Fijian child to achieve their dreams. I urge you all to run as hard as you can and dream big dreams. Because when you achieve your dreams, we all achieve our dreams. As you build your own life, we are building our nation. My fellow Fijians, with those words, I now have great pleasure in officially launching the Wainimakutu High School Solar Project. Wainimakutu.
Can you please come and help? Here's the...